Lesson number 10. Forgive even when you have the power to punish. Have you ever reached a moment where you had complete power over someone who wronged you and still felt the urge to let them go free? That exact moment defines the highest level of human character. And Prophet Muhammad showed it in the most powerful way the world has ever seen. When he returned to Mecca after years of pain, exile, and endless hostility, he stood in front of the very people who had thrown stones at him, mocked him, and tried to destroy his mission. The city was in his hands. Justice could have turned into punishment. But what came next shocked history. He asked them, "What do you think I will do with you?" Their voices trembled. They expected revenge. They expected punishment. They expected anger. Instead, he said words that broke every barrier of hatred. "Go, for you are free. No revenge, no humiliation, no retaliation. Just pure mercy." That moment teaches us something. Unforgettable true strength is not in defeating your enemy, but in forgiving them when you can take everything from them. Lesson number 9. Let go of anger before it controls your heart. Anger is dangerous, not because it appears suddenly, but because it stays quietly inside the heart, growing slowly until it becomes poison. Prophet Muhammad warned through his life that anger left unchecked can destroy peace, relationships, and even faith. He taught that a strong person is not the one who wins fights, but the one who controls himself when anger rises like fire inside his chest. Think about it. How many decisions have you regretted just because of a moment of anger? How many relationships have been damaged because pride refused to step aside? The Prophet gave us a simple but life-changing solution. Pause, stay silent, and choose patience over reaction. Because anger may feel powerful in the moment, but forgiveness brings peace that lasts forever. He showed us that the heart becomes lighter when it is not carrying grudges. Every time you let go of anger, you are not losing power, you are gaining freedom. And this is only the beginning. Lesson number 8. Forgiveness can change even the hardest hearts. There are moments in life when you feel, this person will never change. The pain is too deep. The betrayal too strong, the wounds too fresh. Yet, Prophet Muhammad showed something extraordinary. No heart is beyond transformation when met with mercy instead of hatred. One of the most powerful truths he taught through his life is that forgiveness is not just about releasing anger. It is about planting hope in a place where hatred once lived. Think about that. A heart that expected revenge suddenly receives mercy instead. A soul prepared for punishment is instead welcomed with kindness. That kind of response doesn't just end conflict, it rewrites destiny. The Prophet dealt with people who opposed him fiercely for years, yet many of them eventually embraced Islam simply because they witnessed his unmatched character. His forgiveness became a doorway to guidance. This teaches us something deeply emotional. Sometimes your silence, your patience, and your forgiveness can become someone's awakening. Lesson number 7. Patience makes forgiveness possible. Forgiveness is not always instant. Sometimes the heart shakes. Sometimes the pain is too fresh. Sometimes the memory still burns like fire. That is where patience steps in. Prophet Muhammad showed that patience is the bridge between pain and forgiveness. Without patience, anger takes over. But with patience, the heart slowly softens until it becomes capable of letting go. He lived through unimaginable hardships, loss, insults, rejection, and physical harm, yet his patience never broke. Instead, it purified his heart, making forgiveness his natural response, not forced effort. This is a powerful reminder. If forgiveness feels impossible today, patience is the first step toward it. Not revenge, not bitterness, but patience. That quiet strength that holds your heart together when everything inside wants to break. Lesson number 6. Show mercy to those who wrong you. Mercy is not for those who are kind to you. Mercy is for those who fail you, hurt you, and stand against you. Prophet Muhammad embodied this truth in the most beautiful way. Even when people wronged him, he did not close the door of mercy. Instead, he opened it wider because he understood something deeply spiritual. Allah shows mercy to those who show mercy to others. Imagine how powerful this is. Choosing kindness when cruelty would be easier. Choosing mercy when anger feels justified. Choosing softness when the world expects hardness. That is not weakness. That is divine strength. And these lessons are building towards something even greater, where forgiveness reaches its highest form, and the heart learns to rise above every wound, every insult, and every betrayal, with unshakable peace. Lesson number 5. Forgive for the sake of Allah, not for recognition. There is a kind of forgiveness that the world applauds, and then there is a kind of forgiveness that only Allah sees. Prophet Muhammad taught that the purest forgiveness is the one done not for praise, not for reputation, not for return, but solely for the sake of Allah. Imagine forgiving someone who hurt you deeply, and no one claps for it. No one even notices. No appreciation, no recognition, no reward from people. Only silence. That is where true sincerity is tested. The Prophet showed that when you forgive for Allah, your heart becomes free from needing validation. You are no longer controlled by people's opinions. You are only connected to Allah's pleasure, and that connection is powerful enough to heal wounds the world cannot see. Lesson number 4. Respond to evil with good character. This lesson is one of the most difficult, yet most transformative teachings in the life of Prophet Muhammad. When someone wrongs you, the natural reaction is to respond in the same way or even worse. But the Prophet broke this cycle completely. He taught that evil is not defeated by returning it, but by replacing it with something better. Good character in the face of bad behavior is not weakness. It is emotional control at its highest level. Think about it. When someone insults you and you respond with calmness, when someone hurts you and you respond with dignity, when someone expects anger but receives kindness instead, you don't just stop the conflict, you dissolve it. The Prophet lived this principle daily, proving that kindness has the power to silence hatred more effectively than retaliation ever could. Lesson number 3. The strongest person is the one who controls anger. In a world where strength is often measured by force, Prophet Muhammad redefined strength completely. He said that a truly strong person is not the one who overpowers others in physical strength, but the one who controls themselves at the peak of anger. Because anger is a storm inside the heart. It rises fast. It pushes you toward words you cannot take back. It tempts you toward actions you will regret. But the Prophet taught that the real victory is not in winning the argument. It is in winning over your own self. Imagine the power of a person who can feel rage, yet choose silence. Who can feel hurt, yet choose patience. Who can feel justified, yet still choose mercy. That is real strength. And this strength becomes the foundation for all forgiveness. Because without controlling anger, forgiveness cannot even begin. And now, the journey moves toward its most emotional part, where forgiveness turns into peace, healing, and the ultimate mercy that changes not just lives but destinies. Lesson number 2. Forgiveness brings peace to the soul. There is a pain that no one sees. The pain of carrying anger inside your heart for years. It may not show on your face, but it quietly drains your peace, your sleep, and your happiness. Prophet Muhammad taught something deeply healing. When you forgive, you are not doing a favor to someone else, you are freeing your own soul. Imagine carrying a heavy stone every single day, not because you have to, but because you refuse to put it down. That is what anger and resentment do to the heart. But the moment you forgive, something changes. Your chest feels lighter. Your thoughts become calmer. Your prayers feel purer. Forgiveness does not erase the past, but it removes its power over your present. The Prophet lived this truth with unmatched beauty. He never allowed personal pain to turn into lifelong hatred. Instead, he turned every wound into wisdom and every hurt into mercy. And that is why his heart remained the most peaceful heart in history. Because peace does not come from changing others. It comes from cleansing yourself. Lesson number 1. Mercy is the greatest legacy of Prophet Muhammad. If there is one lesson that summarizes the entire life of Prophet Muhammad, it is mercy. Not anger, not revenge, not pride, but mercy. He did not just teach forgiveness, he embodied it in every breath of his life. From his enemies in Mecca, to those who harmed him in battle, to those who insulted him in silence, he responded with a level of mercy the world had never seen before. And that mercy changed history. It turned enemies into companions. It turned hatred into love. It turned darkness into guidance. This is the final and most powerful lesson. When you choose mercy, you are choosing the path of the Prophet. And that path always leads to honor, dignity, and closeness to Allah. So ask yourself today, what are you holding in your heart that is weighing you down? Is it anger? Is it betrayal? Is it pain that you've carried for too long? Because the message of Prophet Muhammad is clear, powerful, and eternal. Forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Let go, not because the past was easy, but because your future is worth more. And remember this final truth. A heart filled with forgiveness is never empty, it is filled with Allah's mercy. That is the real victory. That is the real strength. That is the legacy of Prophet Muhammad.